they follow. Two quite thin, their brother fatter. He can still win, just gotta be faster. Run for the yard, they've barred up the gutter. That was a route, better find another. Was that a rabbit?
I just stay in my room too long, but I finally got a girlfriend and she's the bomb.
Things people have said to me after finding out I use a wheelchair, but can stand.
If you can stand, why would you choose to use a wheelchair? That makes no sense. Standing and needing a wheelchair, you must be faking. If you can stand, are you just using the wheelchair to get benefits? Standing and using a wheelchair, somebody else could benefit so much more from that wheelchair. Why are you using it?
Oh well, this December I'll remember. Want you to see it when I do. Ooh, God knows I do. I'm alright if you're alright, and I'm okay if you're
Some people claim that there's a woman to blame, but I know nobody's fault.
Escucha las palabras de las brujas, los secretos escondidos en la noche, los antiguos dioses invocamos ahora.
Hi, my name is Giwaden, which means North Wind in Ojibwe, and I am Two-Spirit. Now, what does Two-Spirit mean? Is that some new liberal term that has come out of the woodworks? Well, it's correct that Two-Spirit is a contemporary term. It's a placeholder term for Indigenous people like myself. Now, there is this belief out there that Two-Spirit is someone who's Indigenous that has both a male spirit and a female spirit. And while that may be true for some tribal nations, that's not true for all of them because we are not a monolith. There are thousands of tribal nations. And so Two-Spirit is really a placeholder term for the terms that we lost due to colonization and Christianity that wanted to suppress these beautiful parts of our culture because we were so accepting and validating of people who were outside of the binaries. And so, yeah, it's just really a beautiful thing, and I'm so grateful to be Two-Spirit. Yeah, I wouldn't choose any other way, but let's pose, Miguel.
Look like an angel, walk like an angel, talk like an angel, but I got my... You're the devil.
We both got autism, haven't we?
Yeah.
Well, that's good to know.
We should house the homeless. We should feed the hungry. And we should heal the sick for free.
I don't know. What do you think? You dead ass right now? What do you think?
Fuck poor people.
Yeah, yeah!
She's a twisted trickster. Everybody wants to be the sister's mister.
You can't turn into a boy just by saying you are one. That's like saying I'm a tree and turning into one. The thing is, transphobes love to create completely invalid similes and act like it's a fair comparison. I could do this all day, just watch. You can't adopt a dog. That's like me going into the woods and bringing a wild wolf into my house. You can't dye your hair blonde. That's like me knocking on someone's door and robbing them of their extensive wig collection. You can't eat that raspberry. That's like me consuming deadly poison and not going to the hospital. Do you see how absolutely ridiculous that sounds? Tell me exactly how a boy and a tree are comparable. You can't. I am a man, whether you like it or not, and you wouldn't even know I was trans if I didn't tell you. If your entire argument relies on an analogy that doesn't make any sense, then perhaps you should reevaluate what you're actually saying. Now, for the people with common sense, drop your favorite incomparable similes in the comments and have a lovely day.
Yo, 148, 3 to the 3 to the 6 to the 9, representing the ABQ. What up, biatch?
I wish I was a little bit taller. I wish I was a baller. I wish I had a girl who looked good, I would call her. Wish I had a rabbit in a hat with a bat and a six.
So I have thick legs, and when I first bought these boots, right out of the package, they wouldn't fit. So for you to get these to fit, you have thick legs, is you have to unbuckle them and undo the laces. And then you're just gonna zip up the boot, and then you're gonna put the laces on. Put your foot in the shoe, and then you're just gonna buckle everything, and you're gonna add some holes to the top 2 buckles, like I did right there. And that's it.
Put your hands in the air and move with the sound to the earthquake.
I was running through the 6 with my woes. Yeah. I was running through the 6 with my woes.
Gender critical theory is inherently racist, okay? And before y'all say, oh, y'all make everything about race. Yes, I am. And what? What you gonna do about it? Leave a comment? Listen, if you don't understand that women of color were not considered to be women in the same way that palm-colored people were, I don't know what to tell you. Because too many palm-colored, conventionally attractive, under the age of 25 women are on here making it seem as if they are the ones who are being affected by this changing definition of womanhood. Let's just say what the elephant in the room is, okay? Because everybody else is already thinking it, okay? You don't care about the definition of womanhood. It does not even personally affect you who is considered a woman, right? What affects you is if you lose your position in the social hierarchy. Another white trans woman being considered just as woman as you is a threat to your privilege. And that is why you go on and on about it.
You can do something new. You can still do your job, for crying out loud. Say it with me one more time. Having colored hair doesn't make you unconventional. Having colored hair doesn't make you unconventional. I'll march down the street when my hair is pink. I can check your vitals in any shade. I can wear the rainbow in any age. Cause having colored hair doesn't make you unconventional. I can be a CEO when my hair is two-toned. I can do both, of course, hello. I can be creative and still handle business. Cause having colored hair doesn't make you unprofessional. Colored hair won't make you unprofessional. I can change my hair and still look impeccable. My natural hair don't make me unacceptable. Should make you uncomfortable.
Well, the animal that doesn't winds up someone else's la 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 lunch. I'm just saying.
5 questions Black Americans have to ask in our everyday lives that white people don't. When interviewing, can I wear my hair in its natural state, or will that make me seem less qualified? Studies show that Black hairstyles, such as afros and braids, are more likely to be deemed unprofessional. As a result, Black women face the most hair-based discrimination and are most likely to be denied a job or sent home from work due to our hair. When traveling, are Black people safe and well treated in the city or country that I'm traveling to? From sundown towns to homogenous countries, we regularly experience harassment, fetishization, and other forms of racism when traveling. When in pain, how do I make sure the doctor will actually listen to and treat me? A 2016 study found that white medical students still believed myths from slavery that were peddled to justify the poor treatment of enslaved people. These myths have led to implicit bias in healthcare, leading many doctors to deny us pain meds, refuse to admit us to the hospital, order less tests and x-rays, and spend less time with us compared to our white counterparts. In crises, should I call the police or will that do more harm? A 2019 study showed that 96 out of 100,000 deaths of Black men and boys are at the hands of police versus 39 out of 100,000 for white men and boys. And when parenting, how do I adequately prepare my child for the day that they will no longer be seen as a child and instead be seen as a threat?
We were running out through the storm, through the night.